So Bookpurnong Fruits is a family partnership between my mother and father-in-law and my wife Joanne. So I grow stone fruit, which is a fresh fruit, a summer fruit. So I grow nectarines, peaches, plums, apricots, cherries, and I also grow what we call interspecifics, which are pluots and apriums. So a pluot is basically a cross between a plum and an apricot, and the way we describe it is whatever it starts with first is generally what is more dominantly characteristic of the fruit. So a pluot is a cross between a plum and an apricot, looks more like a plum. An aprium is a cross between an apricot and a plum, but looks more like an apricot. All stone fruit is my favourite fruit because I do a lot of evaluation of different varieties of fruit. I would suppose cherries are always a favourite, but I do like a nice nectarine. So when I travel overseas, I usually travel to look at new fruit varieties and also touch base with breeders just to see what the newest and latest varieties are coming through the system, so I can sort of plan what to expect in the next 2 or 3 years. We do have flexibility, so we're always on the lookout for new varieties to potentially replace what we've got. So as our trees age and they get to the stage where we need to do what we call a replant process, we look at what we've been evaluating, what may suit this region, and then plan accordingly to what we're actually going to grow in an area that we're actually replanting. So my business, Bookpurnong Fruits, is involved in a larger grower organisation called Quality Fruit Marketing. So as part of that organisation, my role is to evaluate new fruit varieties. So what I do is we plant the new varieties, the trees. Once we get some fruit, I actually assess the fruit by taste, size, sugar, do a whole range of different assessments, and then just provide the data back to my growers and also the nurseries and breeders that actually supply us the varieties. So we're always looking at the threat of fruit fly in our business. We're always trying to plan accordingly. It would be very hard if we, as a business, if we had a fruit fly outbreak. I was quite lucky not to be involved in the outbreak that's currently happening at the moment. But I've looked at it and said, well, if I was involved, it could almost decimate my business. The only way we can be effective and productive as a business is by monitoring the trends, by monitoring new technologies and try to plan how they can actually improve our business. We won't undertake new technology or implement any systems unless we can see a value to our business and we can see some efficiency gains. So I currently use a lot of the resources out of Business SA. So I'll use the employer handbook, I'll use the pay pack to keep it up to date with horticulture award wages and just a lot of HR and policy documents just so I can utilise in my business.